Hey guys, it's James here again, and today we're going to have a little bit of fun. Now, we've done a lot with the air rifles recently, done a couple of pistols, so I thought it'd be fun Easter Sunday to come back and play with the rimfires. Now, a lot of people will only use rimfires out to say 50, 100 yards or whatever. A lot of people then say they're useless. Now, from a hunting point of view, that's subjective, that's completely everybody's own opinion. I won't enter that at all. But from a target point of view, I think it's a really daft thing to limit yourself with one, such a cheap caliber, and two, a caliber that actually, if you use it correctly, you can practice the fundamentals of long range shooting on a smaller scale, but still sort of do that same principle. So rather than using a 308 and it costing £1 every time you sling it around down, and if you miss, then you've learnt nothing, to use the 22s, I mean, we've even got the HMR, but the 22 would be the primary sort of guns today. It's cheaper, you still get to use the same kind of fundamentals and learn how to shoot, and you don't need as much room. Now, we're really lucky, the field that we're in behind, you might be able to see, I've got loads of room down that way as well. I've just measured it out with 750 yards from end to end, and we've banked up either end, and I've got the fields each end. So from a safety point of view, we are safe as houses. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our 22 rifles in conjunction with Sturlock, which is a new version that we've always used BRC, but we've paid and we've got this, and I tell you what, it is just miles above BRC. So we're going to use that. We've made a target out range as well, and we'll just quickly show you the guns as well so you know what we're using. And the plan is today we're going to start at 100 yards, which is a more than usable range for a 22 long rifle, and we're going to push out. And the key here is to hit it consistently, alright? So not like one every 10 shots or one every 20 shots and we're just fluking, you know, oh, well, you know, we hit 400 yards but we took 70 shots to do it. It's got to be done consistently. So that's going to be our objective to today. So I've bought an absolute ton of ammunition up with us, and we're going to go from there. So anyway, let's me waffling on. I'll quickly show you the guns, we'll show you the targets, and then we'll start at 100 yards and we are going to keep going until I one, run out of room, which I don't think is going to be a problem today, or two, we can no longer consistently hit that target. And remember, we're focusing on the fundamentals of shooting today, not just go big or go home. So anyway, should be a bit of fun. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. So yeah, let's have a look at the guns. Okay, so today's toys, we've got a CZ455. Now this is chambered in 22 long rifle, so 22 LR, and then behind we've got my Kriss Defiance. Now, this has been a bit of a project gun. I'll be doing a lot more with that later on, but that's going to be what I'm going to be using for, again, it's a 22 long rifle, and that'll be sort of the main gun I'll be using today. And as we go on in the rest of the afternoon, we've got the HMR as well, which again is another 455 made by CZ. So we're starting off at 100 rounds. You might just be able to see my target all the way off in the distance there. So yeah, let's go and have a look at the target and then we can crack on with the rest of the shooting. Okay, so wind-wise, we're actually looking alright. And for anybody interested, this is the target that we fashioned up. Now, it's a bit of 8mm steel. You can see the rimfire is not even going to make a mark on this, I don't think. It will scratch the paint off, but I don't think it's going to cause much damage at all. And we just made this little frame that's, yeah, it's a little bit redneck, sort of Devonshire DIY. However, should do the job really nicely. So let's go back down to the guns, get loaded up, and yeah, see what's going on. Okay, so one of the things that we were planning to do with Sturlock is just looking at how we can make our lives easier. Now, the joys with it is that you can adjust it on the fly. So if I want to know what the easiest holdover to remember for 100 yards is, you simply slide it across, you know, change your magnification, and it shows you. So what we've done is we've just had a look for 100 yards, 15.5 magnification, it's 1mm dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the scope to 15.5. Put the magazine in, load up, and we're going to take a shot at the plate, and then hopefully, touch wood, testing my zero, we should be bang on. Okay, so I think that's 100 yards nailed. Okay, so that was me done at 100 yards. Yeah, it's good fun. Double tapping at 100 yards. Why would you not find that enjoyable? So Paul's just gone to go and reconfirm his zero off camera. He's just had a go. His zero wasn't where he thought it was. So he's just gone in, moved to 50 yards, and he's going to work back out to where I am. But for anybody interested, I know I always get asked questions about what pellets, what ammunition, etc. So today, through my Kriss, I'm using exclusively CCI subsonics. Now these are one of those rounds that just work. They group nicely, it cycles through the Kriss really well as well. Obviously they're doing semi-auto, some rounds not so well, but I'll do a different video on that. So yeah, for anybody interested, these are CCI subsonics. They're 40 grains and they're firing at 1,050 feet per second, so we're just below that sound barrier, which is why it's so quiet once it's moderated. So anyway, what we're going to do, I'm just going to wait for Paul to finish re-zeroing, and I think we'll go out to 150, maybe 200. So yeah, just continue having a bit of fun. I think I've sussed that. Okay guys, so this now is 200 yards. Now for me, this is a long way. We roughly know where we're going to hold. We are miles off. The holdover is just unreal. So we're going to try for 200 yards. To say consistency is where we're going here. So yeah, see what happens.
Sorry?
Couldn't see.
Hey! There we go. Just keep doing that.
Okay guys, so this is now 250 yards. I'm going to have my mate Paul spotting for me because we're not entirely sure how this is going to work. This is a very long way. So yeah, 250 yards. This will be the first time trying.
Ready? Yes. Top right, just below the...
Just below the D-shackle?
Yeah.
Ha! 250 yard double tap.
Fire and ready. Yep.
Okay, so as you saw there, this is 300 yards now. Now with subsonics, for me anyway today, it's not happening. So we're going to have a last-ditch attempt to try and take the 22 out as far as we can. And to a certain extent, I'm going to cheat slightly. I'm going to use HV ammunition. Now these are CCI Velocitors. They're firing at 1,435 feet per second, which means they've got a little bit more kind of oomph behind them. They've got more power. They should travel a little bit better. So it's still a 40 grain projectile, but they've got a bit more speed behind them. Now we've worked out the holdover. On 12 times mag, it's going to be the last tie really just before the rep runs out. So we're going to try it, but the problem we got is this distance I can't see where the rounds are striking on the grass, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I've got 15 rounds. If I hit, happy days. If not, yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I managed to hit it twice there in 15 rounds. Now, that's not ideal, it's not consistent, so I think we've kind of, we're at the end of this test. Okay, so that's us pretty much done. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind. Now, we're using 22 long rifles, and we've just worked it out. When you have to walk over half a kilometre to go and get your target and bring it back, I mean, you know you've been shooting quite a long distance. Now, the thing that we've kind of picked up from today, obviously this is the first time we've ever tried taking the rim fires out to those kind of ranges. And I mean, the 455 here is often seen as like an entry mid-range 22. The HMR that I've got as well, again, that's a 455. Now, the thing that really got me today was the Kriss. Now, this isn't designed for this kind of thing, and I know there's going to be a lot of people going, oh, you've bought a black gun outside in the country. Well, yeah, I have. And it surpassed all of my expectations. Now, a couple of things really. I've not changed anything on this gun at all. The only thing I have done is just put a Hawk Sidewinder, and I've used an Eagle Vision mount as well. Now, this mount was designed for using scope cameras on my air rifles, and it's managed to hold itself perfectly along with the scope to shoot out to essentially 300 yards. Now, we will go into this a little bit more. It's something that I want to adventure and do a little bit more kind of work with, but I mean, this isn't meant to be a long-range gun at all. You know, we've pretty much fluked this, to be fair. Now, the 455 stayed consistent for the longest. It's not to be surprising. Longer barrel. Paul was using HV ammunition towards the end, but again, the subsonics were, you know, I was surprised. I thought the subs were going to fade out a lot earlier. They didn't, so I was quite impressed. Now, we will do more with both these guns. We will revisit this and our slightly ghetto knockdown target. There's a couple of additions we want to make. Slightly stronger legs. We're going to put a wind indicator on it as well, because the wind down our end versus the wind down there completely different. So that's something we're going to work on, and then yeah, once we've done that, we will carry on. Now, as you may have seen, we've literally just gone over the 7,000 subscribers mark, so huge thank you to everybody that subscribed from years back. More recently, it really is appreciated. Now, there are things in the works, obviously YouTube and all that good stuff. Just watch this space. If we disappear, we will still be around. What I would say is, if you are watching this on YouTube and you got Facebook, go and search Replica Reviews on Facebook and give us a like. If anything happens to us, we will be there, and I will put a plan B. Obviously, it's quite turbulent times. Nobody really knows what's going on. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing a bit more with the Kriss Defiance. Sorry, not the Vector. That's maybe in another life. But if you do have any questions, any comments, put them in the box below. I'll try and get back to every single one of you. But yeah, until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your days.